WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I spent a little time in programming a few more basically crafty things into my automatic crafter. There's no point in having something like this if you're not going to use as much as possible from it. So what I decided to do was I added a geothermal generator to the system. It takes a lot, and actually I went one up from that and managed to add the thermal generator. That requires, of course, reinforced glass, aluminum, and the geothermal generator. I had a few of them already crafted from previous things, but as you can see, it seems like it is currently working on getting all of the stuff for the electronic circuits. Is there anything wrong with this? It doesn't seem so. So I'm gonna keep it going as much as it can, and hopefully we'll get all of those geotherms ready to go and ready and raring, and hopefully have a little more fun with it. So this isn't what we're going to be focusing on in this episode. We're going to be focusing mainly on, well, getting our bees all ready to go. As you see, we got some fiendish and our demonic princess eye, and we got this demonic princess. It's a long life. It has a normal pollination, which will be interesting, but it has a slow speed. I probably want these two sets of bees to be a fast speed, since they're probably going to be our base production bees. They will be working on the simmering combs, and we're going to have like a battle royale to see which one produces more of the simmering combs. That being said, the demonic ones do produce other byproducts that will be useful, but we're going to have to work on that at a later time. So let's put our maximum fertility away, and we're going to have to find our fast productivity. Unfortunately, it's an average quality right now, so we're going to need to unaverage it. Yay. And then work a bit more. Thankfully, we seem to have a very good supply of liquid DNA. Even though I'm trying my best to use as much as possible, we're still managing to fill the entire tank. I'm not too sure why that is. Maybe it's because we're getting our Rocky on. Anyways, but let's get a few more things done in this episode, shall we? Okay, so I have my pipes all ready to go, and the bees should be done soon. Now I had to make some slight modifications to my Mark II design, mainly the physical build and not the coating. So what I had to do was, because of the speed of it, the items would sometimes not get backed up, but go through basically the default gateway, so to speak. So the crap package would go through this way, and that's not exactly what I wanted. Currently it's still making the item, and it needs to make the wires now. So it's still making all the wires required for the initial set of integrated circuits. I am making, I think, 10 the thermal generators. So let's move onwards. I'm thinking of possibly a parallel design. It'll probably require a lot of these in parallel, so one for each and every single slot, but I'll probably focus on that for the Mark III design at a later point in time. So let's make our way down here and check what is what. We see here that the serum is empty for the fast productivity of the fiendish drone. So that is a bit fiendish, but let's see what we have for the fiendish drone. We have normal and fast, so with a little wizardry, we can't fully automate it, but at least we'll be able to get some stuff going. So let's hop over to the Nether. I'm probably going to need to get another linking book over here so that we'll be able to fully integrate the bee rooms together, but it's not going to be too much of a problem. Might as well look at our demonic princesses as well. Let's see. Normal pollination. Ooh, that's a good one. So if we put this in an alveary, we'll be able to have it a lot better. So let's see. We'll need to route through here, then route through here, and then we are well and routed. And there are some gas. Ooh, gas. I'm gonna have to fight a gas so it doesn't blow up. Let's see. Where's the ghast? Come here, ghasty, ghasty. Ghasty! Yay! And that kind of hurt. Okay, so what is that ore anyways? I forget. Let's just focus on getting this guy. Ouch, that hurt. There we go. And is there any tears? No, there is not. So no tears of the damned. Let's get this. This is some cinnabar, and we do have gas here, though I'm not going to really need to get it. Let's see. Netherrack. Do we need this gas here? I guess it couldn't hurt, seeing as we will. Let's check. Do we have any sort of good old recipe for it? We can make an Eye of Galgador, another touchstone of Midas, an Emperor's Chalice. Actually, this is a good one to get. But I guess it doesn't really matter too much unless we... Actually, the Tome of Alcahest will be a good one to go for as soon as we get that. And those are some magma slimes. Now, is there any way to stop spawning in here? I guess there isn't. There's another one, isn't there? And there's a Blaze? How did you spawn here, Blaze? Get out of here. You're drunk. Okay, so now that we managed to kill ourselves within an inch of our lives, we gotta get a good pad for all of the bees that we'll have. So we'll have one here, and if I remember it, we'll have another one here as well, and get at least our initial apiary setup, and have a second one so that we'll be able to put the stuff in. Then again, the bees won't be able to breed in the nether, so the only good benefit of this would be unless we have an alveary set up. So, we might need to get an alveary set up for the breeding of these, but for now, I guess having simple types will be good for now. That is kind of unfortunate, but really, what am I going to do? So, green will need to have any bees, and white will once again be anything, any bee, and anything. So, what we put in here will first be our demonics, and in here we'll put our fiendish. We're probably going to need some more of this netherite stuff. It is right for the netherite, but I think that's going to be good. So I don't think there's too much other stuff we can do with this stuff. So next part is we'll need to just have a nice dedicated area for all of the products. So we got some gold stuff. We'll just put the gold over here and have it come root into a chest that will probably be right here. Why am I just doing it like that? Why can't I just... sometimes I feel so idiotic. Don't put it there. Put it over... Yeah, put it here. So let's find a chest. I probably routed all of my chests back in the overworld, so I'm going to need to grab those, and there are... And for some reason, a bit of lag managed to kill my apiary setup. And this is going to be very disastrous if I am not going to kill these ghasts beforehand. So this is going to be a bit of a problem if we... Let's see. And we have a fire bat. I am not having a good day, okay? Get back here. Fear my swift death. Not so swift, apparently. So, we're going to need a containment wall or move all this bee breeding stuff to inside here instead. And now we managed to get a wither skeleton. Isn't that just dandy? So I'm thinking most of our bee breeding is going to need to be put in another location, since it doesn't seem like this is going to be a very good place for everything to go. I'm thinking maybe if we clear out this space, we'll have a good bee breeding area. So let us get that instead. And it's missing flowers anyways, so it's not like we're losing too much. Okay, so we got some chests, which for now we're just going to place here. Not there. That'd kind of be a little counterproductive. So let's get our Minotaur thing. And a target gate here, we'll set it so that when there's no redstone energy, we'll get an energy pulse. And same over here. And that is a simple enough thing to do as such like that. So these are going to start slowly making their ingredients. Unfortunately, this still doesn't have flowers. So we might have to move the soul sand to here instead. And actually that's a more aesthetically pleasing area as well. Ha! There we go. And now neither of them are actually producing, but until here, we got it. We got it. Nether what? And we can either wait for it to work, or we can just simply just do a drop in place thing. So we'll easily be able to see how each of these are. After a while, we're still going to need to purify this fiendish queen a bit more. But I think overall we are doing well. So let's actually go back to Time's domain and look at some of the things that we are going to need to be able to do before we get any other major projects underway. One of the main things that I think personally that we'll need to have a better grip of if we don't continually mess up our books. I mean, I just press the mill button and somehow I get some book in my inventory, and it's a Times Domain linking book, and no reason really what's... Sorry about that. There was, for some reason, some odd glitch with my recording, but I think I've managed to get it. If I haven't, we're going to probably have to go very axy on it, but that wasn't even good way. Come on. Okay. More focus. Come on, man. Okay, let's see. What was I talking about? Yes, that's what. So, currently we are creating a lot of good products over there, but the problem is we are not able to actually access anything from the storage room, which is way over here. So, what I'm thinking is if we manage to hook up some mag tubes up to the manager system, we should be okay in that regard. So, let's go and pick up some of the Nikolite for one, because we managed to get a lot of Nikolite from some of our recent incursions with our quarry. I turned it off because I don't want it to be running constantly while I'm trying to get everything. And look, 10 geothermal generators. We got 11 now. Woohoo! We'll probably hook these up once we get a few more magma crucibles, or when we get some bee lava going. So what was I doing with this? Ah yes, let's grab some silver from our chest and throw all of these bad boys into here so that we can get that going. And now that I think of it, might as well have it... we got a lot of Nikolite. All this Nikolite has to be used somehow. We're going to need to get this system going anyway, so let's just throw most of most of the silver in, as well as our Nikolite. So we already have our allotment of silver. So let's get that, and there we go. So the Nikolite will be... I have no idea why it does that, but oh well. So we still have a bunch of our silicon wafers. The silicon wafers are getting grabbed as well, because hey, that's how it rolls. And it's good because we'll be able to make some extra wafers as well. So we have a bunch of wood, and we have a bunch of other things, and we have all of this going. So what I'm thinking we'll do is probably drop into the area we managed to carve out earlier, and we'll probably need some more weapons and a charged electric jetpack to get everything going. So let's see, one of these is very charged, I'm sure. So let's just drop down. Ooh, these things are going, and there's still a surplus of lava, so thankfully we can keep that going. So one of these, yes, here we go. So let's put this in. We'll get our electric jetpack charged a smidge. So here we go. Are you a ghost item, or is this the ghost item? It was a ghost item over there. So here we are in our kind of mini nexus portal between areas, and that's all we're going to need to do. So what we'll do is fight ourselves over here and turn this back over here so that we'll have just a nice small little tunnel. 3 by 3 I think should be sufficient to every single location. So I'll dig this place out 3 by 3, put in a few lights, maybe get torches instead because they're a little less expensive, and then let's see what we can do with all this once we get everything working. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I managed to bust my way into here. Didn't bust a move, unfortunately. That comes later. We got a hole there. So we are relatively close to the pipe over here. So how are we going to be able to route everything into the pipe? I'm thinking we'll just go over here and grab the pipe. So just simple enough, pulling it over to the center and making a bit of a thoroughfare through the center. And what this will allow us to do is also cover this stuff up with some, well, covers, and thus we'll be able to make it a lot more efficient speed-wise as well, and we won't have this ditch that we have to jump out of each time. So this is going to require a lot of mag tubes, and it might need some acceleration after the fact. I'm not too sure. Let's just see how fast it takes to get over to around here, and then we'll probably talk about extra acceleration at a later time. And it looks like even this amount of mag tubes is not enough. So I wonder how long it takes for the mag tubes to get slowed down. I probably can do a bit of testing for that, though I don't think it's strictly necessary. Anyways, what we're going to need to do is bring it over here as well and root ourselves underneath so that we can put in ourselves into the manager network as well. We can probably root here. These are covers actually. This is not. So right here. And there's one over here, so we're going to need to go underneath one so that we can get everything going. And obviously this isn't the best area as well. And probably over here is not too good either. We still need to just get into the acceleration area here. We'll also need some more accelerators to keep everything going. Or maybe we just go underneath here or route around the wall. Routing around... I can't speak. I don't know why. It's so confusing. Routing around the wall is probably the best idea. We'll be able to also monitor how fast things are going after the fact, and thus it'll afford us some degrees of freedom. So let's see. Can we punch through over here? You must be able to. Yes, we can. It's just actually a bit... this isn't actually the same size. I'm surprised. So, I don't know. I'm probably just butchering this entire thing, aren't I? Now, the question is, how will we be able to bring the blue electric power as well past that point? Something I'm going to have to focus on after. So, how many tubes we're going to need? We're going to need many mag tubes. And how many mag tubes do we have left? Not too many. So, let's just make a few more. And all we'll need to do is just throw in some more obsidian in the correct project table. Thank you. And throw in some extra glass, not grass. Grass is used for something entirely different. So, it won't be pretty to start off with, but I think we'll be okay. Now, I'm making electronic circuits here. I think we're still going to need some more wires. Is it creating more wires? It is. So, let's just jump down, and where are we going to be able to attach this? Actually, right around here. Not there. Okay, that worked out well. We lost some items, but at least we didn't lose them all. Where's my screwdriver? I must have it somewhere. Be right back. Now that disaster really self-inflicted disaster is averted, let's go and hook this up. We're just going to need a few more mag tubes in the correct locations, and we're still going to need to repair our floor after our little shindig. Shindig? Who says shindig anymore? Come on, man. Get with the times. Get with the way of time. And I'm probably making so much messiness, that I'm probably being a complete dumbass, but whatever. So, let's just hook this in like so. We'll just need to pull it in like here. And this should give us access to all the materials once we get the accelerators done. Now, I'm not too sure at what state the accelerators are, probably the state of Wyoming, but we can check at how let's just get that done and go over here, and we got some grass. That is kind of unfortunate. I'm not sure if I want to repair that. I don't think if there's really any reason to do so. So let's get up. And how is our blue alloy? Nope. 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 Blue alloy. Here we go. There we go. So a lot of our blue alloy is made. We can make 4 accelerators with this. And let's see. Do I get it correct this time? Please be the right recipe. Please be the right recipe. Yes, we got the right recipe. And let's make another. There we go. So we won't need an initial accelerator for here, but we'll need another accelerator on the other end. And what are we going to do with these once we get everything going? Let's see what happens, first of all. I think redstone is one of the things we'll need, but that is very glitchy. Let's, in fact, for now, just take that off and get another tube from here. And that is very useful, thank you. And put it in like so instead. So we'll have some acceleration here as well. And let's see if it actually requests any sort of items. If it were, it'll basically... The reason it requests stuff is because there's managers on the other side. It's probably going to need to wait a long time for any such requests to go through, though. So I'm thinking... nothing is going to go. Let's see, what state are these managers at? Nothing. Well, it's not like there's anything overly complex that's getting asked for. Let's say we have some Nikolite here. Nikolite, buy. It should be able to go and into here because there is something that wants it. Now, I'm not too sure how fast that is. We're probably going to need to clock it or something. Is there any other Nikolite area? No, there is not. And there's no Nikolite storage cavity here. There's iron, though, which seems to be getting... that's funny. Iron is basically getting pulled from 2 locations, but this is another location that has all the... Yeah, let's go with that. So, silver's getting requested, and it's getting pulled. So that's nice. 3 silvers getting requested. How fast is it at this point? Am I keeping up or am I just missing it? Okay, stuff's still getting fast here. Can we see anything else? I don't think we'll need to, but what I think we'll set up is another manager for to be able to take some of those items that are way over there and put them in a nice central chest to make sure that everything is a-okay. We're getting a lot of silver bouncing around. That's not too handy or healthy, but I think it can do for now. Though there's no reason it should pull from here, since this is a 1 priority and the others a 1 priority as well. So maybe it's just balancing extra or something. So our next manager we'll put here, and we'll need to create another manager. So let me quickly go make a manager. It's not unfortunately put into the system, so that we can't do. No easy peasy way to do that. So let me just create a manager, actually 2, and then see what we can get going. Here we are, another manager. a manager for one of the chests, which I'm not too confident on any of these chests to be manager well ready. So probably we'll take this as the next manager one, and we'll basically have everything get dumped out, and that should be good. All we really need, is there any... Aha, here we go. So as soon as this receives power from the other manager, items will just start spewing forth and go into the extra chest over here. So such as the wand, the dirt's just getting ejected, and we're still going to have to wait for some energy. Yeah. Is there any... No, is this even getting power? This manager's not getting power. How did I keep that at such a place? Let's look. No manager power. No. No, that's in the way. So we need 1, 2, 3 blocks to get the power. There's no reason it should be like that. Let me go find, or rather craft, some more wires, because that's something that's going to bug me. And I see that we do have some extra chrome now that we've managed to make a lot of the stuff more eco-friendly. But let's fix this so that we won't have to worry about that again. La 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 la. Did I say you could do that? No, I did not. Therefore, bugger off. There we go. So we should finally get some power here. Power to the people. And then all the remaining stuff will get ejected from here. So what we need in here is to be able to manage all of the other stuff. So pistons will be one of those things since they are crafted. And Nikolite, no, but we can basically... Eventually we'll be able to rule out the need for this chest since everything else will be pulled here. So let's see. We need to get one of these blue doped wafers, and it seems that that is nice. One of the red doped wafers. Silicon boules? No, those won't be necessary. Some of these. Yeah, silicon boules will be necessary. What am I talking about? One silicon boule, and to start with, we'll go with one red alloy. So there we go. And these are really starting to bug me, so maybe I'm going to need to do something about that. But oh well. And also, we can probably pull charcoal as one of those items. So all we'll need to do is... Oh, pistons! Pistons, pistons, pistons. Yeah, pistons... Hey, did I say that? No. And why are there only 10 wafers here? Must be some issue that we're going to need to fix in here. Probably at a later time. It's jammed for some unknown reason. Probably because there's wafers in here where there shouldn't be. I have no clue how that happened. We're going to need to fix this system eventually. I can see that easily enough. Let's just throw those in. I see. We'll need to get a restriction tube there later on. But this is back on working, so I'll fix that at a later time. Let's see, what was here? Yes, there we go. At least to get out, and we'll fix that later. And we got some pistons, which are non-existent at this point for some unexplicable reason. Unexplicable, Pistons. What do pistons need? They need cobblestone, and they need wood. We got the wood, we got the cobblestone. We don't have any redstone, so that is what they are lacking. We're going to need to grab some redstone so that they can get crafting and get all of those, basically be able to request a set amount, but we can probably get that at another time. So first of all, we'll have to set this so that it's priority 1 and it wants all of them. So as much as possible of this, and then we should get a bunch of this stuff here. Unfortunately, it's number 1, so let's put it to 2, and that should get many of the items here. If that's at all possible, that is. Maybe they're just slow. Or maybe it just doesn't work, which is a possibility. Let's get up. It wants 2 of each, or rather 1 of each. Maybe it's at too far of a distance, but this should work. So I'm gonna go take a look. So let's see. It's a possibility that this is the issue. So, for instance, if we take silicon bools out of here, we might take all the silicon bools here, which is not the case as we can see. This is set to have as many as possible, but it's not giving anything. If we set it to 1, that won't do anything. Why did I set it to 1? But if we set it to exact, it'll send all of the items. And let's put it to any amount again. And the silicon bools should have made their way over here, if there is any possibility. Now, there is possibly a limit to the amount of distance that an item can go through a manager network. You got the 6 here. That is good. So if we set this to high priority, probably has something to do with the amount needed. Let's, for fun, set this to exact amounts. As you can see, the silicon bools got jettisoned, but since there should be a high priority on this, it should just be able to get all the other things from the remaining parts. Yep, see, here we go. So we got exact amounts of those and those. Let's put more in here so that we'll have a higher quantity and work our way up to a good precise amount. Now obviously it'd be best if these are a bit faster, but let's see, how fast are those? They are losing some of their speed while they are going past, so we need some sort of speed up point. I'm guessing right here would be a good place to kick the thing in the butt, but probably here as well because that's around the center. So putting an accelerator in there should allow some mutual gains, so to speak. So here we'll need to get this some sort of power. So for now, we'll set this with one of the batteries. Too bad we need to program a battery in because that would be a little more helpful than what we have right now. But oh well, let's see. Where can we steal a battery? You are currently not in use, really. Actually, you kind of are, but I'm not going to fight with you. Stop! We'll make another battery box to fill the void later. So, just setting this up quickly. This should be enough for all the items. Here! Let there be power! Thank you. So if we were to change this slightly by having more, we should notice that the items get here remarkably faster. Now, I'm not sure what the precise amount for these items to start slowing down is, so we'll probably need to figure out that at some other time. Okay, let's see. Go! Should have requested it by now. There we go. So, about 10 seconds. Not the worst. Not the best, obviously. So, 10 seconds before it got into this point. Well, the point being is that it is a lot faster. A lot faster than the previous thing. So, and also we have a lot more items in this bank of chests, so if we need cobble, we can get it. Now, this gives us a good reason to set up a mag tube system for all of these. So, instead of all of this junk that's here, we'll be able to just put in mag tubes and accelerators at the bottom of these and have more, quicker item traversal. Well, considering how many blocks these need to travel through, and it's probably 1 tick per tube, I guess it can't really be, well, thought out. Let's check our bees quickly. Now, I was stupid and for some reason kept the fiendish bees so that they'd go consistently. Let's see. Doesn't even make sense. Let's see. Fiendish drones, we got fast and normal, and unfortunately, this is an unknown quantity. Then again, that's probably what we would have done anyways. And here we go. We got our demonic. They are completely purebred. And we got, let's see, 10 and some phosphor. Wait, is that ash? What can we do with ash, I wonder? And we got 8 and 2 glowstone here. Probably because these have maintained their fast nature, though that doesn't really make sense. We're going to need a lot more. There aren't any frames in here. That'd make them a lot more quick. Whew, that would be a lot more quick. So let's find our way back over here. And since we have a manager, and technically we can steal... I am in the wrong directions. Technically we can steal the manager that's over here and probably set up a simple system for some other stuff. So let's see. Do we need anything here? No. Everything's set up. So manager stolen. Manager get. And let's get all of this here. We got our accelerators as well. Linear accelerators, of course, because there's no other accelerator. That is for me. Then again, I guess the spinny accelerator would be kind of fun. Anyways, so we don't really have any time for what we were planning to do this episode. And what that was to make some easy automatic system for the future of our development of our apiary alveary. But what I'm thinking is that we'll probably just simply move this carpenter to a better location and thus be able to access all of the wood that we can from over there. Probably also put some managers on these so that we can easily pull out all of those items and thus put them in here. So what I'll do in the meantime is set up the mag tube system so that they can go over here and into the bee room so that, well, each of the rooms will have access to the mag tubes. Actually, each of the rooms will have access. That is good. So if we do need any sort of item, we can just call it from the big bank of chests that we have. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.